Welcome to Tea with Honey. It's your girl HoneyDaVinci and I'm back with another video. So tonight I'll be doing another segment of the review, and tonight I'll be covering Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 9 Episode 2. So the episode starts off right where it left off. The last scene we saw on the last episode was Karlie at the funeral home, and we were wondering like who died, what happened, and we find out what happened on this episode. So Karlie's dressing all black at a funeral home, as I mentioned, and the girls, Mimi's girlfriend, Rasheeda, and a few of the other cast members meet her there, and they're all confused as well, like, what's going on, Karlie? Like, what's going on? And as they come up, Karlie lets them know that no one died, but the reason that she invited them there is to confess to them that last year she married Mo. Now, for those of you who don't know, Mo is Karlie's ex-boyfriend, or ex-husband apparently, who was very controlling. She went to counseling with him, and at the counseling that she went with him, she mentioned just how controlling he was. He even admitted to getting very aggressive with Karlie, and you saw a different side of Karlie while she was with him. Like, she was very docile and very, meek and just like withdrawn, you know what I mean? And if you know anything about Karlie, she's the complete opposite of that. So for her to be interacting with him like that, it made me feel like he was beating her ass. And I would never want to accuse someone of doing something like that, but I just feel like all of the indications point to that, and she kind of hinted at it too at the same time. And I would hate to find out that Karlie's getting beat on by Mo, because she doesn't deserve that. She might be a little messy, she might be a little crazy, but she's a good person. And Karlie has a really big heart, and I would hate to find out that she's going through any type of domestic abuse with a man or anyone. So she confessed to the ladies that they did tie the knot and that it was a secret. And she confessed that the relationship was just very toxic and there was a lot of turmoil going on in the relationship, and that's why she kept it a secret from them. And now she's strong enough and she has the strength to get a divorce, and she wanted to have a divorce party. A lot of the women were very thrown off by the fact that it was like, okay girl, you want to get a divorce, that's cool, but like, did you have to come to a funeral home? Like, Mimi was like, I don't play with spirits, and girl, I hear you, I don't play with spirits either. So one thing I will say about Karlie is this whole situation with Mo is very odd, because it's like she never tells her friends exactly what the problem is. You know what I mean? Like, she tells bits and pieces. She'll give you bits and pieces. And a lot of times, us as women, we do that. You know what I mean? Because we don't need everybody in our business. Especially if you're in a relationship with somebody and y'all don't plan on breaking up, and it's a possibility in your heart that y'all might get back together. You're not just going to run off and tell all y'all ups and downs to any and everybody. Because what if y'all get back together? You don't need people having any negative opinions about your significant other, so you like to keep your business on the wraps. But I feel like the things that Karlie might have been going through with Mo might have been just a little bit deeper, and some things might have been going on that she probably should have opened up with, because for her to be in such a depressed state and to be, subliminally saying that he's abusing her, like, I would hate for her to feel like she can't open up to anyone. And, that scene was really perplexing. After that scene, it cuts over to Jock being in the club, and he's talking about how, instead of getting his vasectomy, he's just focusing on business now. And so, as he's saying this, it cuts over to a young lady named Light Skin Kiesha. Okay, I don't know how I feel about that name. I'm neither here nor there. I just feel like, where's the creativity? Light skin Kiesha, what I mean? Like, it's really a large lack of creativity going on in hip hop and in the music industry with some of these names. You know, everybody's a doll, a baby, you know what I mean? Like light skinned Kiesha, like girl. But you like it, I love it. Hey, do your thing, girl. But she came out, she was rapping. Don't really have an opinion on her music. I'm really right now just focusing on her characteristics. And she seems like a cool girl. She's very pretty. I noticed right away she has really nice lips and really nice teeth. So that was really the main thing that I noticed about her. Other than that, the music was okay. You know what I mean? It didn't really stand out. Like, for example, Skyy. You know Skyy from Love and Hip Hop New York. She's one of the new artists that came out on the show that, you know, when she performed, it really got my attention. I ain't gonna lie, that the song was kind of hard, you know what I mean? And I liked her performance. It's very high energy. But with Light Skin Kiesha, it really didn't do anything for me. It didn't do anything in a negative way, and it didn't do anything for me in a positive way. It was just like a scene that, you know, it was like get to the good shit, pretty much. So Jock, you know, links up with Light Skin Kiesha, and he's basically asking her, like, you know, what's been going on, blah, 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 blah. She's there with her man, and, you know, they just start going in on Lil Scrappy. And I noticed that a lot about Love and Hip Hop, and I don't know if that's just a Love and Hip Hop thing or what, but it just seems like anytime a new person comes on the show, the very first thing they do is introduce who they beefing with. You know what I mean? You never really get a chance to just get to know a new person. It's like, soon as you meet a new person, it's like, hey y'all, I'm the new person on the show. By the way, I'm beefing with this person on the show. And then everybody's like, oh, for real? Wow, I didn't know you was beefing with this person. Like, you just came out of the woodworks and now you're beefing with someone that's been on the show for 5 seasons. You know what I mean? And it's just like, how come you can't just let us get to know you? But obviously they don't control the editing. And, you know, the show's going to put in the juiciest parts, but it's kind of repetitive. Like, they should switch that up a little bit. So she basically goes off about how she's not really feeling Scrappy, about how they did a song together. He posted the video on his page and then immediately deleted it. And she feels like it has to do with Bambi. And she said that she notices that Jock acts funny. My apologies, not Jock. Lil Scrappy acts funny when Bambi is around. And he might, girl. That's his lady. You know what I'm saying? And I understand where she comes from. Like, you can't fuck with me whenever you want to fuck with me. If you're going to fuck with me, you got to do it whenever you see me. It can't be no phoniness where when you with your girl, you don't speak. But when you're not with your girl, you, hey, what's up, da, da, da. But I feel like people put a little bit too much emphasis on that. If you feel like you have some type of animosity with a guy, and he's not like a dude you messing with or nothing like that, he's just like a friend, and his shorty ain't really feeling you, but he still speaks to you when his shorty's not around, I feel like you should just respect that and stop trying to make it more than what it is, because he's still showing you that level of respect to still speak to you when she's not in around, and then when she's in your presence, he's respecting her by not bringing you around her when obviously she's not going to want to be around you. She's not going to want to stop while, like, let's say if y'all going through the mall and you with your man and you don't like a female or whatever. Now, you might not care if he stopped and talked to the female, but he might just want to respect you and not even put you in that situation and just, like, keep it moving. I feel like as the person on the opposite end, you should just respect that and not make it and not blow it up out of proportion. Like, what is he really doing to you? When he's alone and he's not with his girl that you already know isn't really rocking with you like that, he speaks to you and lets you know that there's no bad blood between you. It's some dudes that won't even do that. And rightfully so. It's some dudes that if you beefing with their shorty, you can't even look their way. Like, they not paying you no mind whether they're with their girl or not. And for him to still give you that respect, it's like, are you really going to make it a big deal? Like, I don't see the big deal, but that's just some people. Another scene that happened is Sierra goes to court. So, as we know from the last episode, the very first episode, that Sierra's going to court against Shooter, which is her ex-husband's other baby mother. And so, pretty much, she went to a, you know, gun violence event on behalf of Shooter's son that passed away, her stepson that passed away. And while they were there, I guess Shooter's ex and baby mother of his other child was there and tried to fight Sierra while the girl was pregnant. And she went and ran to the police and told the police that Sierra attacked her, thus putting Sierra in a situation where she can face up to a year in jail for fighting a pregnant lady, right? So on the last episode, this is just a recap, Shooter let her know straight up that he wasn't going to come to court to defend her because he doesn't snitch and he's too hood, too street, too living by the street code to do that for his baby mother. But so she's standing outside of the court waiting for Karlie and talking to her family members before they head inside. And Shooter arrives, surprisingly. So when he arrived, I was like, oh, I was like pleasantly surprised because I kind of dragged him a little bit in my last video, and I'm like, girl, why would you even expect him to be there for you? You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't there for you when y'all was married, when he was sleeping with your not even your coworker, your employee. He wasn't there for you then. What makes you think he's going to be there for you now? If he didn't protect you then, what makes you think he will protect you now? So when he showed up, I was like, oh, shut me up. But sure enough, he did not come to actually be there for her. He just came there to save face, probably because he knew he would look crazy on national television. You know what I mean? Being that Sierra is the mother of 2 of his kids. But he just showed up just to say, hi, I'm here. Just to say, hey, you know, I made it. But he had absolutely no intentions of going in court. And he let her know that he wasn't going in court to testify on her behalf. And let the judge know that his baby mom is lying. And that this is just what she does. And how she's been targeting Sierra for the last 8 years. He just came to say hi, pretty much. And Sierra went off. Rightfully so. Like, bye. What did you here for? If you're not here to help me not go to jail, then there was no point in you even showing up. And rightfully so. And she got mad at her man too, because it's like he was kind of caping for Shooter. BK was kind of like on some junk like, man, it's good that you here, bro. It's good that you here. And Sierra's like, what? Cut it out. Oh, whatever. So I completely understand where Sierra was coming from with that. Like, if you're going to just come just to say hi, there's no point in you coming because you're not there to support me. If you was really there to support me, you would let the judge know that your baby mom has been targeting me for 8 years. You done went to jail from her lying on you, and now she's lying on me. But you just want to show up to do what? To shake hands, to give me a hug, to give me a pat on the back, and wish me good luck, while I could possibly go to jail and be separated from our kids for a whole year? No, bye. You're not helping. You're making the situation worse. So you could have just stayed your ass home. Then on this same scene, it cuts to Karlie. Now Karlie was supposed to meet Sierra at the courthouse to testify because Karlie was at the event as well when the baby mom attacked Sierra, and she witnessed the fact that Sierra didn't do anything to the girl. So she was going to come and support her friend. And you see Karlie in the cab stuck in traffic. You see Karlie like, which side are we supposed to be on? You see Karlie get out of the cab and like, man, I'll just walk to go be there and support Sierra. So keep what I'm telling you in mind. Keep everything I just told you in mind, okay? Just keep it in your little stash in the back of your mind. Right? So unfortunately, Karlie shows up to court very late due to unconceivable circumstances. You know what I mean? But she did show up to support Sierra, and you know, she couldn't make it. It's not her fault. So Sierra feels some type of way about Karlie not making it or whatever, and she just was going off about how, where's Karlie at? Karlie's supposed to be here, blah 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 blah. Scene cuts over to Ahkbar and Alexis. Now Ahkbar and Alexis were at like I guess they got together with the kids and were just hanging out. And you know, they were going down and recapping on what happened at Rasheeda's 20-year anniversary party. Because as you know from the last episode, Alexis Skyy came there with Ahkbar and then tried to pop off on Karlie. Now, something very interesting happened on this scene. And while she's talking to Ahkbar, because Ahkbar pretty much checked Alexis Skyy, and I respected her for doing that, because apparently when Alexis Skyy came to Ahkbar and asked her to come with her to the event, Ahkbar told her, like, alright, I know you're not feeling Karlie, but we can't be going here acting messy. Like, she's trying to leave that in the past. She's not trying to be that person anymore. And for Alexis Skyy to get there and the first thing she did was pop off after telling her friend, this is not what we doing, Ahkbar felt some type of way about it and felt the need to let her friend know that she was dead wrong. And I can always respect a friend checking a friend on some like real shit. And she just let Alexis Skyy know there's a time and a place for all that. You don't do that at somebody's 20-year anniversary, which is facts. Now, while they're going back and forth talking about Alexis, talking about Karlie, Alexis, she comes to a conclusion like, you know what? Yeah, who knows what Karlie got going on, especially with her being with Mo. I can only imagine the type of shit she's going through with him. That really, like, made me think, like, yeah, man, this dude must really be whooping Karlie's behind. Like, he must really be doing that. Like, like I said, I don't know for sure. Karlie subliminally threw shots about it last season. But, like, from this, like, the red flags, you know what I mean? And then for Alexis to say, like, I can only imagine, because Alexis used to go with him. So for her to say, I can only imagine the type of things that Karlie is going through, like, you know what I mean? Like, what is Karlie going through? Karlie, tell us. Let us know if you need help. Like, girl, you do not need to deal with this by yourself. Let your friends know. Get your support system. You need people in this time. You don't need to be by yourself. And that really just, like, you know, definitely sent off a little light bulb. Like, this is another person who knows Mo, who's dealt with Mo, saying that he's crazy. Then after this scene, Karlie links with Alexis. And they're at a boxing ring. And, you know, she pulls up on Karlie just to talk, woman to woman. And, you know, they basically squashed their beef. And apparently this is the beef between Alexis and Karlie. Basically, Mo hit up Alexis when she was pregnant still. And I guess he was still trying to deal with her or whatever. She, I guess, welcomes him back. He steals some money from her and disappears. So basically, Alexis put a hit on him with her family. You know, she called up her cousins, her brothers, you know, whoever, and let them know that he had robbed her. Now, fast forward, Karlie and Mo are now going shopping, probably with Alexis's money. They going shopping. Mo's buying Karlie all types of Gucci, Fendi, Louis, you know, all these type of things. And then as they're leaving the store, Alexis's family members, her brothers, cousins, uncles, whatever, hop out, jump Mo, put a gun to Karlie's head, and then steals all of the things they just bought from the store. And so I guess Karlie had got so furious with it that she called, looking around for Alexis, got in touch with Alexis's mom, and then threatened to spit on Alexis's mom. And that's how the whole beef between Karlie and Alexis went through. Now, were they dead as wrong for doing that to Karlie? Yes, they were. Was Karlie dead as wrong for threatening Alexis's mom? I would say yes, but at the same time, like, your family members put a gun to my head, and how would I react? I have to think about, how would I react? Me personally, I probably wouldn't threaten the people who just put a gun to my head. But hey, you know, like Karlie said, I'm about that life. I'm about that life. So hey, you know, she big, she bad, she bold. You know what I mean? So if I was big, bad, and bold, maybe I would do it. But I ain't big, bad, and bold like that. I'm bold when it comes to non-deadly weapons. You feel me? You feel me? Like, non-deadly weapons. When it comes to guns and bullets and triggers, I'm a humble citizen of America. I don't play those games, okay? But, you know, I guess Karlie had heart, and she threatened to spit on Alexis's mom and Alexis every time she saw her. So basically they realized that both of their beefs were like warranted but unwarranted at the same time. Neither one of them really realized like the other person's perception. It was really Mo who was the key of the entire fiasco. Mo was the key of the entire fiasco, and if he wouldn't have been doing the BS that he was doing, neither of them would have been beefing. So they came to that conclusion and they squashed it. Now, after this, another key moment, and remember I was telling you earlier how Karlie really tried her best to get to Sierra's court hearing on time. She didn't make it, and I'm sure she told Sierra when she made it there, because she made it there late, but she didn't make it on time. She missed the entire duration of the hearing. But I'm sure when she finally did show up, she let Sierra know what happened. And so Sierra's throwing an event, and all the girls are there, and Sierra's just going off about Karlie. And like, honestly, I'm just going to be 100% honest with y'all. I felt triggered. Like, I really felt triggered by this scene. I was so mad. Like, I just was so mad at Sierra for going in on Karlie the way she was going in on Karlie, because we deadass saw Karlie try her best to get there. You get what I'm saying? And then for Sierra to just be going in like, oh, she was supposed to be there, this, and that. Like, you selfish. Ooh. You are so selfish and inconsiderate. And I just can't stand selfish ass friends, because Karlie has mentioned how, yeah, I want to be there for Sierra, but it would be nice if Sierra could be there for me sometimes. And that's real shit. Like, yo, people be some trash behind friends, but want to hold other friends to certain standards. And I just don't understand that. And it really triggered me. Like, it really pissed me off. Because it's like, you see Karlie going off to be there for Sierra. And Karlie has been there for Sierra on numerous occasions. And I can't name one occasion where Sierra has been there for Karlie. Who's there for Karlie? Numerous occasions I see Karlie. Karlie done went and found out that your man was cheating on you, all types of stuff. Done been there for you through all types of hell and high water. Been there for you through all types of backlash. From your part and from other people's part. From being involved in BS that you invited her into. And when have you been there for Karlie? And even if Karlie was late, she was there. And Sierra's going off about how, oh, she's going off, I heard from some secret person whose name I shall not speak that Karlie didn't want to really be there. I don't give a shit if she didn't want to be there. Was she there though? Was she there? Obviously, if she didn't want to be there, she just wouldn't have showed up. Why would she be late if she didn't want to be there? She could have just not showed up. She could have just not answered the phone when you call her, and she answered right away and told you that she's getting up right now and she's going to be on her way. That's not something that someone does when they don't want to be there. When somebody doesn't want to be there for you, you know what they do? They don't show up. They don't answer the phone. You call them all day and they're not answering. That's what people do when they don't want to be there for you. They don't actually catch a cab, pay money to show up somewhere that they don't want to be just to be late. Who does that? And just for us to really see Karlie try, and then for her friend to just kick her back in the way she was doing was just so foul. And that don't, I just can't deal with people like that. Like, that's some fake ass friendship right there. And then when Karlie arrives at the event, she's all going off on Karlie about not being there. Like, girl, I tried. Like, what more do you want from me? I tried. Karlie has all types of stuff going on with her divorce and her situation with the guy, Mo, who I feel like was probably whooping her ass. She was just saying how some niggas pulled a gun out on her and put it to her head. You get what I'm saying? Like, shorty going through all this stuff. Where are you? Where is your consultation? Where is your love and support at? Everybody got to support you, but you don't got to support nobody. And that is just so... That happens so often in friendships. Everybody wants somebody to be there for them. Everybody wants somebody to pull up on them. But do you pull up on anybody? No. And like, I felt some type of way when I seen that scene. Because Karlie's a good ass friend. I said that on the last episode. I like Karlie. Karlie's a good ass friend. She's one of those friends that when you need them, she will be there. She's one of those friends that if you got something going on in your relationship, she will be there. She's one of those friends that she might not always be there when you call, but she's always on time. You get what I'm saying? And Karlie has been going through a lot, and I haven't seen anyone really taking the initiative besides Rasheeda to be there for Karlie on a consistent basis. So I don't feel like anyone on this show right now needs to be hounding Karlie about not being there for her, for them, when Karlie is obviously going through hell on high water. She just had a miscarriage last season. Now she's going through a divorce. Like, had guns pulled out on her. And like, bitches is just still sitting there expecting from her. She's allowed to take a break. She's allowed to focus on herself. And she's not even doing it. She's still focusing on you. She's still being there for you. And for her to really just sit there and bash Karlie and then have the nerve to put her hand in Karlie's face and try to kick her and Karlie out of the party. Like, that's some fake ass friendship shit, y'all. And if I was Karlie, I would never talk to that bitch again. I would never talk to that bitch again. And ain't no way. Ooh, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way you gonna violate me like that. And I done been there through hell and high water. Through hell and high water. And you try to violate me like that because I was late. Nah. That's not friendship. And that ain't somebody that Karlie needs. Because at the end of the day, Karlie don't need none of them bitches. And if they can't appreciate her friendship, then she can just let them bitches go. She doesn't need a Sierra in her life. She does not. And so, yeah. Yes, I was very triggered by that. And I'm not off that fake ass friendship shit. You're either gonna be a friend or don't. And I can't stand no selfish ass people. I cannot. But you know, Sierra's going through whatever she's going through, and maybe that's what's causing the conflict. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what's causing the conflict, but it really hurt me to see that happen to Karlie. Because Karlie is really a good ass friend. And I could see that Karlie was hurt by it. And I hate seeing good people be hurt. You know, especially by some fake ass fuck bitches who just want to talk shit about you as soon as you can't be there for them one time. Like, no. That's not friendship. That's not what friendship is. But listen, on a positive note, I did see on like the clip, you know how they show you next time, I did see that Sierra is trying to mend the friendship with Karlie, but I wouldn't even mend the friendship. I wouldn't do it. Not that soon. Like, if we're gonna mend our friendship, we're gonna have to take a break from each other for at least 6 months. At least. You know. It was real sad to see that happen, you know. But that's my review on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 9 Episode 2. Don't forget to like, subscribe again, and subscribe one more time. Hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you on the next video.